So I didn't mind the Across the Spider-Verse cliffhanger, which was confusing to me, because what cliffhangers are seems inherently painful. The cliffhanger formula is to stop before the resolution of arcs, and then the audience is left with no ending, no answers, all this unresolved tension. It's cheating your audience, basically. That tension is only there to make the eventual ending more satisfying and cathartic. It shouldn't be used as a tool to manipulate people into seeing the sequel. And also, just on a more basic level, I sat down to watch a movie, like a whole movie, not 95% of a movie. That's just how a cliffhanger works, and Across the Spider-Verse's cliffhanger is doing that, right? Yeah, it is. But somehow, at the end of the movie, I wasn't feeling those emotions. I wasn't feeling typical cliffhanger pain. What I was feeling as the ending started to go weird was at first this eerie but exciting sense of confusion, followed by just excitement, and even more excitement when I saw it to be continued. I was just ecstatic, and I'm sure a lot of you guys were too. I didn't find myself feeling any negative feelings at that point, and that's not how I usually feel when a movie cheats me. So what happened here? Is it just because I love the movie that much, so now I'm happy that I'm getting more? No, I don't think that's it. I realized there's something structurally they did that was just really cool and really smart. Two structural things, actually, so let's break this down. We get the scene of Miles basically trying to end the movie. Tells his mom he's Spider-Man, that's him attempting to finish up his character arc, and it doesn't work. And I'm sure a lot of you were like, this isn't how this is supposed to go. This isn't how you end a movie. There's not supposed to be a no and here. And then Aaron walks in, and it was just like, wait, where are we? I'm checking my story charts, I'm flipping through my Joseph Campbell books, what part of, what step of, huh? And then we get even more stuff happening. We get a new villain being introduced, we get Gwen making big moves. And the weird thing I realized was that it wasn't just cliffhanger feelings that I was not feeling. I wasn't even feeling end of movie feelings anymore. I was feeling something else entirely. And finally, on my fourth full viewing of the movie, I discovered what it was. I wasn't feeling end of movie emotions. Somehow in those final moments, I was feeling beginning of movie emotions. And once I understood that, I realized if you look at these scenes, you actually can in fact find them on a story chart. They're right here. These are beginning of movie scenes. They are inciting incidents and first plot points. We've got Miles finding himself in the wrong universe, getting captured by a prowler version of himself, introduction of a new major villain, a new major conflict. That is an inciting incident. Gwen uses her watch to start a new separatist anti-Miguel spider force. That is a point of no return that's breaking from the status quo, propelling her into a major conflict. I checked the books, and yeah, that is exactly a first plot point. So the bad kind of cliffhanger ends with these scenes, the rising action before the climax, then bam, movie over, and we feel cheated and unsatisfied. But with this new kind of cliffhanger, we get the rising action, and then we do cut the rest of the chart short, but we replace it with something that is just as, if not more exciting, the beginning of the next story. And that way, it feels like a bonus. I got basically a whole movie, almost a whole movie, and then parts of a new movie I didn't even know existed. Very similar to MCU after credit scenes, although those do at least allow the movie to finish, but still we end by introducing new elements, which do make me want to see more, but not in a withholding I've been cheated way. You don't feel suspense from a trailer. You feel excited, you feel eager anticipation, if anything. I think that is the key difference here too. It's suspense versus anticipation. These are terms that are used interchangeably, but I think they are different. I would define suspense and storytelling as the anxiety felt from not knowing the answers to closed questions posed by the plot. Closed questions meaning questions that at the moment of asking have limited options for answers, which I can easily identify or imagine. Will he fall or will he climb back up? Will he win or will he lose? Will he get the antidote in time or will he die? Is there someone around the corner or not? Who's behind the door? It could be person A, B, C, or maybe even D. Why is this person here? It must have to do with either this plot thing or maybe this one. Which one of those options is it? I have to know. It's driving me crazy. Anticipation in storytelling I would define as the exciting feeling of openness from the introduction of new possibilities. New character, I want to know more. Unexpected twist, wild new development. Where do we even go from here? Character makes a total 180. That changes the equation entirely. What is the plot even going to look like with this person on our side? There's no suspense in these questions, meaning it's not frustrating tension, it's wonder, it's excited curiosity. And I think it's because it's also open-ended. I'm not sorting through the only 2 or 3 options that could possibly be answers and racking my brains to figure out which one it is. In both cases, I know exactly where the roads lead, I just don't know which road we're taking. Now with this, I'm just sitting back and waiting to see all the cool, unexpected places this will take me. It's literally this scene in Back to the Future 3 of Doc removing Jennifer's anxiety about the future by undoing the closed question in her mind and making it an open one.
Dr. Brown, I brought this note back from the future and now it's erased. What does that mean?
It means your future hasn't been written yet. No one's has. Your future is whatever you make it. So make it a good one. Both of you.
Okay, but remember, we still have one major problem, which is the tension. Arcs build up tension, that's what they do, and that tension is going to be released with the resolution of those arcs to make that resolution feel more satisfying. And in this situation, across the Spider-Verse, all that tension is still there, right? So what do we do about that? And I could answer by saying, well, we've maneuvered the audience into thinking they're at a part of the story where there is no expectation of delivering answers. Beginnings of stories are where there's the least amount of tension, and the structural stuff makes us feel like we're in that emotional state as a whole. It's not a terrible answer, but we don't even need to say that because there's another ingenious structural thing they did here, and that has to do with this moment.
I'm Spider-Man.
Pause, not that moment, this moment.
Who's Spider-Man?
13 seconds. That is how much silence we get after Miles' revelation. It is a long beat where we think and suspect that Miles has successfully ended his arc, and that his mom is stunned by his revelation and will soon proceed to do end-of-movie things and make end-of-movie noises. That pause is so important. The difference between the audience feeling like the ending is just gone, just not there, versus the audience being allowed to experience a fake ending and then realizing it's fake, the difference is that massive amount of tension we were just talking about. A fake ending like this acts as a pressure valve for all that pent-up emotion. Emotion from all the character development, which we saw a lot of with Miles, from seeing the sacrifices he makes, from seeing risks he takes, triumphs he has. The emotion we feel from all that gets stored in a backpack, and we have to carry that backpack around for the entire rest of the story. And tension doesn't like being in a backpack. It needs action. It needs to impact something important. It needs a destination, some place that feels fitting to finally set it down so it can dissipate cathartically. And letting us have 13 seconds of a fake ending is enough for a lot of the tension, not all of it, but a lot of it, to dissipate cathartically. Doesn't matter that it's fake, it's too late. That emotion is gone, can't get it back, which is a good thing, which is what we want. Because imagine the scene with no pause, just I'm Spider-Man. What? Who's Spider-Man? Immediately. If they did the scene like that, none of what we just talked about, the beginning ending thing, none of that would work at all, because we would be so distracted by all the tension still there boiling inside of us. We need this tiny, subtle gap in the pacing for any of this to function. So to summarize, pretty simple formula if you're looking to implement this in your own writing. Get close to the end, make sure you do have mostly complete arcs, have the main characters try to end their arcs, it doesn't work, although we do get enough of a moment to feel closure on those arcs, dissipate that tension, and then start your next sequel right there. Introduce unexpected story elements that radically broaden the scope of your story and give your audience a feeling of openness, new types of decisions, new trajectories, new possibilities, and then end the story for real right around plot point 1. Subscribe. How did you feel about the ending? Were you mostly excited, mostly disappointed? I've heard that a lot of people did make analysis content about this topic, but I'll let you in on a little secret. I actually don't watch that much fiction analysis content. It's just an energy level thing. I think because I spend all day thinking about this stuff and writing and editing videos, when it comes to my free time, I just need to disengage. So I actually don't really know what general consensus was on this. So let me know what you thought. If you like the content, consider supporting the channel on Patreon. We got a great little community going on the Patreon Discord. We would love to have you. And that's all I got for now. Short video. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.